Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
You didn't say it. Say good morning.
Morning.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Rick Fernandez, City Manager for the City of Tallahassee. On behalf of the city, I want to welcome you all, and it's my pleasure to be here. The sun was shining a minute ago, and it will continue to shine because this is Tallahassee. The first thing I want to do is these kind of projects don't happen without leadership. And I want to provide all the kudos in the world to our city commission. We have a city commission that has vision and makes our life a lot easier by providing clear guidance for us to implement. So our job as managers becomes much, much easier when you have commission support and community support. So I want to thank you all for being here. The solar facility will be 20 megawatts on 120 acres. So as you look back and you see those tall trees in the background, that's how far the solar farm will go, and a little bit to the north. That's our first farm, and hopefully, not hopefully, but for sure, in about a year, we'll have a second farm which will be double the size of 40 megawatts. So what does that mean? It produces on the average 37 million kilowatt hours a year, and that's enough solar energy to power 3,400 homes. So it's a pretty big project. It's good news for our community, and some of the folks that are responsible for this directly or indirectly are with us today. In addition to the City Commission, the City's Utility Advisory Committee has been a great supporter of solar power. They've advocated for it over a number of years, and they've taken us through the analysis to make sure that when we did it, it was the right project. We believe this is the right project. It's gone through the proper reviews, we believe, and the proper analysis, and I want to thank our Citizens Advisory Committee for that. Sustainable Tallahassee has been a pain in my butt. Yeah. And again, we need advocates all around, and they are, and they've been more than gracious in analyzing these projects with us, and again, making sure and waiting for us to do the right kind of project. And we believe this is, because this will be a truly community project. Rethink Energy also has helped us along. The League of Women Voters. Amy Zubali with FMEA has been a strong friend and supporter. Senator Bill Nelson is being represented here by Mary Louise Hester. Our business community, the Chamber of Commerce, is also represented. The Leon County Property Appraiser's Office. Lila Jaber, who is a former director of the PSC and a huge friend and supporter throughout, great confidant. The middle school students from Kingdom Life Preparatory Academy. Where are you? There you go. In addition, we have our appointed officials, our City Attorney Lou Shelley, our City Auditor Bert Fletcher, and our City Treasurer Clerk Jim Cook. In addition to those internally, if I just take a second, our executive team and leadership team for the City of Tallahassee, we don't make decisions in a vacuum. We believe we come out with the best decision by having everybody say whether it's your area or not your area. And the entire executive team and much of the leadership team is here to show their support. At this point, I would like to ask my mayor, Mayor Gillum, he'll be followed by Commissioner Ziffer, Commissioner Maddox, and Commissioner Richardson.
Thank you very much, Mr. City Manager. I appreciate it. All right. Morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to our youth, first and foremost, because this investment really is about you. We'll get the benefit, some of it, some of us under this tent, but largely this is a decision about the future of our community, the future of the city of Tallahassee. Obviously, But also, I think our intention here is to have impact globally, right? This experiment is the processes of thinking locally and acting globally, right? And so we want to, as the city manager already did, he acknowledged a number of people, but I just want to go over a few of them one last time. One, Sustainable Tallahassee. We would not be here but for the encouragement. The city manager referred to it as the bugging. But when you bug us hard and the product is a good result, keep bugging us, all right? There are bugs everywhere, from the mouth of babes. The League of Women Voters and Rethink Energy, can y'all give those folks a round of applause as well? Excellent, excellent, excellent advocacy on their behalves. I also, because it's very often that we find ourselves at these momentous occasions and we pat ourselves on the back, and oftentimes there's some people who get forgotten in that process. I want to just quickly take us back to a few years ago when this community was considering a very challenging and difficult decision around whether or not we were going to build a coal-fired power plant. In concert with a number of folks. I know, cue the boos, it didn't happen, but you can. There was one colleague that I served with on the city commission who was tireless, and I mean tireless, and pushing back on this idea and encouraging us to think more broadly about how we can envision a different future for this community and our need to meet our future energy goals. And I just want to lift up former commissioner, former ambassador Alan Katz, who's not here today, but because of the way he stood up and pushed back and forced our commission and our leadership, city leadership, to think differently, we made a commitment those many years ago to feel our future energy needs in this community differently. We said that we were going to make a commitment to renewables and to sustainable energy as a way of meeting our community's future energy needs. And because of that commitment made those many years ago and carried forward by the elected leadership and the appointed leadership of this city, we're standing here today on this property, which I believe is going to be an example for the rest of this state as to how it is the Sunshine State lives up to being the Sunshine State. And that's by investing in renewable energy and in solar energy to meet our future energy needs. I want to acknowledge and thank the over 1,000, that's right, you can give yourselves a round of applause. I also want to thank the over 1,000 individuals in this community, over 1,000 of them, who have already gone on and said, I want to pre-register. They raised their hands and they said, I want to subscribe to this future energy. And I'm willing to make that investment today. And when it comes online, I want to pull from that system. And so if you're one of those people already, will you raise your hand here? I had a feeling a lot of y'all had already become one of those subscribers. Congratulations and thank you all. Because the truth is this is how we make solar energy accessible to everyone. Because everybody might not be able to afford what it costs to put solar panels individually on their roof. You might live in a home that has a lot of tree cover, and therefore it wouldn't make a lot of sense for you to make that investment on your individual house. But by doing this as a community, one collective, Florida's capital city, we get to show how everyone gets to live their values. Whether you live in a home that you own, or whether you live in a house that is shaded, or whether you live in a house that has full sun view, but you may not be able to afford to make the individual investment to put solar on your own roof. Everyone gets to benefit and participate in this program, and that's awesome for our community. Ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely proud to be a part of a forward-thinking city and a forward-thinking city council. I want to acknowledge my colleague, Commissioner Nancy Miller, who could not be with us today, but herself was a strong and fierce advocate of today's accomplishment. And so I want you to give it up for Nancy Miller in her absence. And now it's my pleasure to invite forward my colleague, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Tallahassee, Commissioner Gil Ziffer. Please help me welcome him.
I had forgotten, but now that you brought it up, Mayor, Steve, where are you? There you are. You remember there was a small group of us that were very much opposed to building a coal-fired power plant. We saw that there was a different opportunity for us in the future. At the time, I don't think any of us envisioned that we were going to be putting this kind of a solar facility in this early, not to mention some more that we're going to be putting in the future. So I think in the end it was a good decision that was made on the part of this government not doing that, and it was an honor for me to participate with Ambassador Katz in helping with that effort. As the mayor had mentioned, we're a unique community, and we're very proud, and we love all of our trees, and that's something that's not going to change. But the fact of the matter is, as a result of that, there are a lot of us that can't put solar power on our roofs, and now many of us will be able to participate in a solar program where we can pretend like we have solar on our roofs and participate in the program. And for that, I'm really pleased that we were able to come to this this moment. Additionally, it gives the buyer, the consumer, our taxpayers, our utility users an opportunity to commit to 25%, 50%, 75%. Pick your percentage of you want to utilize solar power when you sign up for the program. Additionally, you can sign up for up to 20 years. You can lock in the different rates, and it's a subscription that moves with you. So if you decide to move to a different location, and once again you are covered with tree cover, you can still participate in the solar program. And so many of you have already done this, but this is kind of like, you know, the buy early, get in now, make your decision, and be a part of this. That's what we want you to do. And if you want to do that, you can go to talgov.com/solar. Sign up. This is a great opportunity. I can't think of a better place for us to do this because there is no tree cover out at the airport. So why not utilize that space in a very, very productive way? And with that, I now have the honor of introducing one of my colleagues, City Commissioner Scott Maddox. Thank you. Scott?
Commissioner Ziffer was right about the shirts. The first thing he said when he saw me is he said, "We can go bag groceries at Publix after this." We're all matching. So I'll be brief, but have you ever heard the saying that if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy? Well, that really holds true. It holds true in my household. And it holds true when you talk about Mother Nature. This is about mama. This is about Mother Nature. We have made the right choices in Tallahassee over the years as it comes to energy. We have made those right choices based on the technology that was available to us. So we made the decision not to go with coal the first time. We went with combined cycle clean natural gas units. But that's not where we needed to be. We made the decision as a community not to go with coal a second time. That was a very important decision. Today, we take that quantum leap forward to embrace the fact that unless you use renewable energy, you're not being good to mama. So we are going from 2 megawatts to 20 megawatts to 40 megawatts to 60. You're going to have 350 acres when we are done, 350 acres worth of being good to mama. And that is something we're celebrating. Thank you. My pleasure to introduce my commissioner, Curtis Richardson.
Good morning. Yeah, we always want to be good to mama. It is an absolute pleasure to be here this morning and be a part of this very exciting event in the city of Tallahassee. And to be a part of this dedication, I want to personally thank Anthony Gaudio, who was president of Sustainable Tallahassee at the time that I was running for the commission, and invited me to one of their meetings and introduced this concept of a solar farm and it being a cooperative where citizens could buy into it and help reduce their energy consumption and thereby their energy bills, and to, of course, preserve our environment. So I want to personally thank Anthony for that invitation and getting me interested in this whole concept. And I was sold at that point and knew that this was something that the city of Tallahassee had to be a part of. Preserving our environment for our daughters and the entirety of the next generation is our responsibility today. By building this new solar farm, we are ensuring that future generations will enjoy the benefits that are the direct result of the decisions that we make today, those of us that are in decision-making positions. reducing carbon emissions today will keep our air and water clean and safe for our children and our grandchildren, for those of us that are in that age category. Over time, we expect that using solar energy will lower our energy bills and slow the effect of climate change. And I think that Tallahassee can be proud that we are a leader in that respect. And so I want to thank all of you all for whatever role you have played in helping to move this project, this idea forward. And we're proud that our leadership here in the city of Tallahassee has taken this bold step. And we hope that others will come to Tallahassee as we have gone to Boulder, Colorado, and Nashville, Tennessee, and other cities to see the kinds of great things that they're doing in their local communities. We hope that people will come to the city of Tallahassee to see what we're doing in terms of producing alternative energy and what we're doing to protect our environment. So thank you all so much again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Just a quick point, a little inside baseball. I really want to thank our airport director, Chris Curry, and the Airport Advisory Committee. These kind of projects on airport land are not easy to get. And both Chris and the Airport Advisory Committee work really, really hard with the FAA to make it work. So thank you. It wouldn't happen without them. And at this point, I would like to introduce Johan Van Hee. He's from Origis Energy, our partner on this project. Johan?
Looks like I'm the first one to wear blue, so but I'm very honored and proud to be here in front of y'all. I did not expect like 300 people. I was thinking more 20, so I really had not prepared something. But in any case, let me just express that we're very grateful that we can do that for y'all, that we can serve y'all with this fabulous and exciting solar project, first solar project. Congratulations to the leadership for that. And it's like Mr. Mayor said, Florida is the sunshine state, yet Florida is not an early adapter to solar, with one exception, and that is y'all. And I think Origis Energy is an investor, is the investor behind this and developer behind this project. Louder? Louder? Okay, sorry. See, I'm not used to giving presentations, as you can clearly see. Maybe I should adjust this a little like that, okay. Well, a year and a half we started this development, this exciting journey with the city, and let me tell you something that probably you don't appreciate every day. And I think it's my place to say that. If I think of the last year and a half of development, 3 words pop up to my mind. It's innovation, vision, and professionalism. I am privileged that I can do business with utilities in 4 continents. I can tell you, I can swear to God, that seldomly I've seen a professional utility of this size, municipal entity with such vision. Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, you can be damn proud of the team behind that. Yeah. City, utility, and airports. Very proud to be here, very proud to serve y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Johan. You may not believe this, but Johan was born and raised in Quincy. You could tell by his accent, you see? So when the project first came on board, we reached out to our large customers, the universities, colleges, and so forth. And the first one to step up was Florida State University. They were the first to pledge their support, and they said they'll take as much as we have. So I want to thank them for the leadership, and I want to ask Jim Stevens who is the Executive Director of Maintenance and Utilities, to make a few comments. Jim?
Thank you for having me here. I'd like to commend the city leadership and also the city utilities leadership for putting this project together. As many of you may know, Florida State is a very large utility customer. We have about $24 million a year in energy purchases from the city. These are the kind of projects that we look for, projects that allow us to demonstrate support of innovative technology, chances to show a sustainable future for the university. I think that when we considered that this project not only met our goals as far as that, but also went through a fairly rigorous fiscal analysis, that's what's really important. This one met our goals both from sustainability, environmental stewardship, and financially. So I once again I'd like to thank the city again for the opportunity to speak here today and tell you that we are big supporters of this project. We look forward to great things from it, and we are proud to be fulfilling one of the major roles within the city, and that is of customer. So.
Thank you, Jim. I would now like to introduce Steve Urs. He's a member of our Citizen Advisory Committee and Sustainable Tallahassee. As Steve comes up, I would like to thank him for his passion and commitment to this effort and all things sustainable. Steve?
Hey, my team's out there. Go team. So, thank you, City Manager, Mayor, and Commissioners. As Rick said, the Utility Citizens Advisory Committee, which I'm a new member of, has long advocated and supported the use of clean energy and solar energy. And we are all excited to be here as part of this innovative program and for this milestone event. Members of the Advisory Committee help guide the city leaders in matters not only with the gas, water, and electric utility, but also for other projects that end up benefiting the committee that the city wants input on. I have observed this committee's conscientious work for a number of years and was pleased to be invited to have a seat at the table beginning in January. So why am I a new member talking to you? And that is because I serve another citizen interest, and that is as a member of Sustainable Tallahassee, a local group dedicated to promoting environmental stewardship and economic vitality. In particular, the Renewable Energy Committee has advocated for increased solar energy for many years. Last year, our goals expanded beyond that to include energy efficiency, like the city's E+ program, and more efficient power generation, which the city's going to do with their nimble peaking generators. Inspired by the mayor, we then adopted a community goal of 50% renewable energy by 2030. So the Tallahassee Solar Program is a really huge win for our community and a large step in that direction. This program allows customers to access solar energy without the upfront costs of installing solar panels on their home or business, and they don't have to get up on their roof once or twice a year to clean off the panels from dust and pollen. So the customer participation encourages more people to use clean renewable energy versus finite fossil fuels. In its simplest form, it helps remove the barriers that have been in using solar, many of which the mayor and commissioners have mentioned in terms of shaded roofs, roofs that face in the wrong direction, roofs that are going to need to be replaced in 5 years or so, and also for those condo and apartment owners. So the Renewable Energy Committee, which had been advocating community solar for a few years, decided to gauge community interest by collecting pledge cards. I support community solar, from anyone who wanted to show their support. And so right now I'd like to recognize the organizations that were involved in leading this effort and ask them to come to the stage so that we can present over 400 of these cards from citizens supporting community solar. So League of Women Voters of Tallahassee, Dots Gofronic. Rethink Energy. Rethink Energy with the box of cards and a thumb drive. Yep. Kim Ross. Sustainable Tallahassee, Rosa Morgan.
All right, these are the cards, everybody.
I got just a few more pages now, a few more paragraphs. Few more paragraphs. And that is to say that this solar farm and the customer participation program represents a collaborative effort on behalf of citizens, government, and private organizations. By working together, we can provide innovative ways in our community so that our community will remain a special place for our children and their children. So why are we beyond excited? Well, this 20 megawatt farm is 40 times as large as the one that we were thinking about. And then when you add the other 40 megawatts, that's going to be 120 times as much power as we were thinking about. So as Jack says, this is beyond our wildest dreams. Right, Jack? Yeah. Yay. So I ask the sun to keep on shining, the contractors to start building, and citizens, businesses, and institutions to sign up to Power Tallahassee to demonstrate that, yes, we support community solar.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you all for coming. Remember, as Commissioner Ziffer said, to sign up, go to talgov.com/solar. Thank you all for coming again. Mayor, Commissioners, and Johan, please join me for the ceremonial turning of the dirt. Lunch will be provided afterwards, courtesy of Origis Energy. Thank you.